Retroid is a company that is known for its retro and cyber-futuristic aesthetics in the emulation and Android gaming space, and today they've released something that feels very premium, has an incredible AMOLED screen, and plays all the way up to the PS2. This is the Retroid Pocket Mini, and they have made some very significant changes. And remember, we're going to be giving away a TrimUI Smart Pro at the end of November, so make sure you're subscribed for a chance to win that. On to the Mini. So this device is incredibly premium feeling, and I don't know how I feel about that because there was the Retroid Pocket 2S that kind of filled this void before, and now it just feels completely different. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, so let's dive into the hardware and see if it's that much better. And man, does this thing deliver. It looks fantastic. It's got a plastic backing matched to the front of the device, which is a complete piece of glass, making that screen just blend right into the device, and you don't really see any bezels here. You can see where the screen ends, but that's it. And we've got a fantastic 3.7-inch AMOLED 1280 by 960 screen at 60 FPS. It's got a 4000 milliamp hour battery and Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.1, and has a D-pad that is just slightly squishy and not clicky. Two Hall Effect sticks that have lit up bezels and clicks that are clicky, along with start, select, back, and home buttons that are very clicky and not squishy, and ABXY buttons that are squishy and not clicky. And we have two fantastic speaker grills on the front of this device, and they are loud. They sound fantastic, and they did a very good job positioning these. On the sides of the device, we have nothing except some ergonomic grips that are grippy. On the bottom of the device, we have a spot for an SD card slot, a headphone jack, and a USB-C port. And on the top of the device, we have some more business. We have R1 and L1 trigger buttons that are clicky and not squishy, and L2 and R2 triggers that are Hall effects, so they are just resistive. In addition to a heat exhaust port, a volume rocker that is clicky and not squishy, in addition to an on button that is clicky and not squishy. And on the back of the device, we have an air intake and some Retroid branding. This thing is an incredible package that feels very premium. So this hardware on the Retroid Pocket Mini is awesome. But the issue I'm having here is the Retroid Pocket 2S really struck a chord with me, and it seems like they're using a lot of the same form factor and board styles, so the internals might look more like a Retroid Pocket 2S than this new Retroid Pocket Mini, and I don't know if the lineups are going to actually take over that type of aesthetic, but maybe this is just a premium offering that they're making in lieu of making a new 2S. Now, this could be anything, but I'm not sure. I very much personally liked the 2S, and now I feel like it's been taken up by this Mini. So I really would like a Mini 2S version, where they take the aesthetics of the 2S and put the Mini components in there. But enough of me rambling on. I think the hardware is good, and it is a good package for what it is, but let's move on to the software, because they do continue to make changes, and they're pretty good. And this device definitely has more beef than expected. Everything that can run within RetroArch runs perfect. That means your 8 and 16-bit consoles run fantastic, Game Boy Advance games, and let me tell you, the black levels of this AMOLED screen are fantastic. Being able to play old pixelated games where black is true black makes the game just pop so much more. In addition to 3D titles, where we're able to go up to GameCube with no problems, which is very nice. The colors look super punchy. PSP, which because of this screen ratio doesn't feel great on this device, but runs very well. Nintendo DS, which scales to this console screen size very well, and looks just so nice. In addition to being able to play all the way up to PlayStation 2 games, which runs really well. I was able to play God of War and a bunch of other games with no issues. Moving up to 3DS, It doesn't play great on here. In addition to that, Nintendo's been on an absolute tirade, so I'm gonna, put up a little disclaimer here. 3DS doesn't play great on this size screen, but it does run. Moving up to Nintendo Switch, yeah, we're not gonna show any of it. It does run, but you're not gonna be running incredibly intensive games. But being able to play PlayStation 2, in addition to a bunch of awesome Android games. Android games on this that are top-down shooters like Brotato or 20 Minutes Till Dawn are fantastic games to check out on this device. In addition to stuff like Hunt Down looks awesome on here, and the Play Store now has Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars and a bunch of other Grand Theft Auto games that you can load up just on Android. And this handheld has plenty of power to take control of those games. So Android gaming on this thing rocks, in addition to Retroid having their awesome overlay in case something needs to be mapped. Now for streaming, I wouldn't recommend this console for streaming due to the screen size and shape, but it can stream games in a pinch. So this is a full package I think is a great addition to the Retroid Pocket lineup, because they're actually putting together a lot of their new software and their obvious prowess of putting hardware together and making it one complete package, which I think for a premium package, which this is at the $200 price point with no shipping or handling, I think this is a great device. Now, there are a lot of things in this $200 category that come up because there's a lot of competition here. Not that can play PS2 games, but there's definitely a lot of other contenders, and I kind of wish that this was in the different aesthetics category, but that's just me, and if this strikes your fancy, it'll still work for you. So comparing this to other things on the market, like the Retroid Pocket Micro here, which is also $200, but can't play up to PS2. That console really only plays up to GameCube games. In addition to also comparing this to the Retroid Pocket 2S, which can play all the way up to pretty much GameCube games. And if you're looking for a cheaper alternative, Anbernic has a bunch of different options in this form factor, like the 35XXH that you can get for well under $100. So in this handheld category and options, you've got a ton that are different options at different price points and power levels. But to be honest, for $200, it's pretty expensive. But man, the AMOLED screen with the power that's packed into this thing is awesome. This thing is a complete package if you are looking for this size screen and shape device. If you're looking for another device that is kind of in the same form factor, but you're looking for more cheaply, well, you can get that video here, because we see a lot of these. And if you're looking for a little bit bigger, and maybe even the next version of the Retroid Pocket, which looks exactly the same as this, when that video goes up, it'll be here. But until that video goes up, there's tons of other devices that kind of do the same thing. So that's here as well. So that's all I have for today. Remember to subscribe if you want to be considered for the giveaway at the end of November. And that's about all I've got. So Retroid, if you heard, what's happening to the 2S? I like the aesthetics. Make it into this. Take the parts from that, put it in that. All right, that's all I got. Davey out.